Howdy do. One of two things happened. Either this is the intro because I decided to split the episodes, or I decided to make it another mega episode. So it's either one of two endings. We find out now, in which case we're just going to pick off right where we left off. We quickly open the door and made our escape from the garbage pit, the beginning of chapter 6. The garbage, shut down all the garbage detention on the shut down all the garbage chutes in the detention levels, something like that. I remember the line now. I remember Star Wars. It wasn't that long ago. Finally, we were finally free, but there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Yeah, chapter 6. The ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death, deadly life. No daily life, we just jump into the deadly life, huh? After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. Oh, that's a long-looking ladder. I don't think I'd want to... Because I say don't look down, but I don't know if I'd want to look up on a ladder like that. Because it would just be like, oh, this is going to be endless, and my upper body strength can probably do this, but that doesn't mean I want to do this, and even though I got to keep moving, because he's on top, of course, because to be nice, so you don't look at that, you gotta keep moving, because someone is below you, and they're depending on you moving, so that they don't get tired, and they fall off and die, because you took forever to get up the ladder. No one's thinking about it that much, I'm pretty sure. Everybody's just probably looking at the legs. I just keep going. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. Yeah, there's no lights in there. We have lights, conveniently, I guess. Or it's one of those, maybe like it's one of those tunnels that look like the paper towel, the middle of the paper towel roll. And so there's like lights on the other side because it's a circle. Maybe. I'm just also realizing on a side note how long those boots are. Those like goes all the way up to the knee. So like, can you bend them? I guess you can bend them at the ankle. I've never worn anything that long, so I'm just kind of... I know it's a side note no one cares about, but I'm just like, I always use all my shoes, I think. Because I don't have any kind of boots. They've all just... They open at the ankle, so I can always move the ankle. And I always wonder if that restricts movement or not, because they would be designed, you would think, right? To be able to allow you to still move. It's not like the whole thing would be stuck, right? Okay. Sorry. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. Really? Because it looks pretty light in there. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Won't be able to? Or like, won't want to? Probably both. He's probably not the lightest of persons compared to her, so like trying to catch somebody would probably take them off too. And then what's the point? Now we're both dead. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. No, you gotta keep climbing. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off of it. Maybe. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. I actually kind of like that design. Side note, again. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. I came from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Voice, don't fail me now. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of the society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't really say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains it. Before I came here, I was looking up info about the school online. I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing that it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because of how much you want to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But You'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However,
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented and had a promising future, but he had no interest in detective work, so he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me, because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name, so every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I had gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. You wouldn't see the expression? Never mind. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However,
but there's one more thing I can never forgive. Really.
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. Well, dang. His shadow has been following me my entire life, and I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
And that's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family, in order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that...
Wrong.
Makoto, you don't understand how toxic family can be. Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Exactly. You are connected by heart and soul, no? Or are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that, I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. That's a good choice there, buddy. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Top to the bottom, bottom to top, you stop. Ah. This is as far as you go. Looks like this is it. On the other side of the door is Hope's Peak waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground in the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened up with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long the ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I would have never gotten out there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. This is how we got out of the garbage pit. I would have never imagined that's where this led. So, now what do? I'm glad you didn't die, of course, but if the Mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So
then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. It's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed to the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stress out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the Mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The Mastermind is ensnared? You said something about that before. What does it mean?
So...
The Mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There was a moment where the Mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this, but we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Let's go punt that bear in the face with our foot. There we go. Like, at this point, we're now officially dead. We've been executed, so guess what? We can go fight him all we want. Gonna throw some bear hands. Come get some lickings. We're hunting Monokuma. Be very careful.
Well now.
Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead. What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but it is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again, and this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However,
Like Little John.
What?
But before you do, let me say one thing.
no.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. None of that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? You, explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
in other words,
I was supposed to be chosen as a Blacken and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
however,
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The result of the trials weren't at all what you were expecting, because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
right,
And in response to that unexpected development,
indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blacken to try to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that, you must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. The entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter Ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro, you did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blacken is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? That means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blacken is me and not Makoto.
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this? A comedy routine? To make such a bold claim without a shred of evidence.
that doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so loved to inspire.
However-
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me of the absence of evidence?
indeed,
In the absence of evidence? It's not supposed to try to... It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey.
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would start to assume you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to try and prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
we have to do.
is she dropping bars now? Then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial all over again, only this time you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for
one
one last showdown. One final battle
Thank
between
you.
hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer, of the Mastermind themselves. But what reason would the Mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry,
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. Time for bear jokes. Now that you suggested, what you've suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
In other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And if it were cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
Just have one final grisly showdown. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Bear it!
But this is the long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end. So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right. Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you do that, then that'll be enough to qualify you as victory, or that'll be enough to qualify as victory for you.
it's true.
That's what you've been trying to do all along. Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that, we'll face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair revealed their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned about.
Hey,
Out. But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? The one that when one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. For sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? That is a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on school regulations, and having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that. Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception, then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you go quiet all of a sudden?
Now
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. Really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all going to get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. When you walk away, you don't hear me say, please. Oh, bye. Oh, go. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is just ahead of us. Yeah, true.
whew,
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the Mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because,
It's all because of that one moment that the Mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So when was it the Mastermind let their guard down?
so,
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember when the Mastermind said, what the Mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast their school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen.
And what do you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening every often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the Mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
To think of it another way, there must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so,
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost, us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
It would
The
seem-
Mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those super regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words,
So the Mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Academy, right? A certain concept. You're not talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the Mastermind wants the world to see that and try and prove despair is better than hope. That's their goal as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope. But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. That's the kind of thing that nobody but those who would call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is it really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet, that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world, the Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
very
At least, that's how those who were watching this would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of the regulations. Junko broke the rules. She was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial following their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial and didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV, the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in a perfect
In
form.
other words,
It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it show that they'd been violated their own rules. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge.
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Whew, sorry about that. Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident in the moment you decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? The classic, appear strong when you're weak and appear weak when you're strong. Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't just relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've done, though, will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Leave the area? Yes, yes. Dorms or the dining hall? Oh, it's nighttime? They could be in the dining hall. Maybe the dorms. The dining dorms. Can you eat in your room? I'm gonna try the dining hall because it's right here. It's closer. And suddenly we were greeted with... You again? Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah,
Is that
Makoto?
It is.
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
We did.
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
What? What's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Get away. Shoo, shoo. And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in any extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what has happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? Is it okay that you're here? What if the Mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what we have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the Mastermind. Huh? What you're saying, the Mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the Mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did
You spotted
say?
the trap. You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? Make it sound like it was easy. I just,
however,
By executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blacken, it's a clear violation of school regulations. The rules state that only the Blacken is to be executed. The Mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the Mastermind agreed? Doesn't mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial, when you said, now that it's the Mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again, later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So it's our job to expose the Mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery?
But
We've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey, who said you'd agree on those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I mean, meanwhile, I want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words,
Interesting.
one decisive battle, a rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the Mastermind is and how they killed Mukuro and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll find and solve all the mysteries. I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. Oh, you can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us a little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know. Okay, enough puns here already. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already. This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
So, in other words,
If the Mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the Mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised a scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students that have been taking part in the killing game. Then the Mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the beginning, and add in Mukuro, and you get 16. So the Mastermind would have been one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. May I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the Mastermind is one of us?
no way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only one among many. The Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the Mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are, you would have noticed someone sneaking around that many times.
I'm right.
Then maybe Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still.
This is a school announcement.
Is it?
You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Every room in the school?
Look wherever you want.
I can't do his voice.
Solve the
Not with my throat.
mystery in whatever way you see fit.
You see fit. Right, like.
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of
At this
my
point, I
family.
can only rely on myself. There's gonna be blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. But Master, he didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So, bye-bye. With that, Toko trudged out the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna totally use my awesome spirit power to figure out the Mastermind's identity. Basically, he wants to go off and be useful. Okay. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depend on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto, that's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've been mostly totally useless.
okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do my own, and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Them too, they want to be useful, that's fine. He was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just the two of us.
Indeed.
Indeed. So you're gonna go off on your two, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're gonna do our own searches separately doesn't mean we still can't work together.
So-
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can go back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, we better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check out. Monokuma said all the doors in the school had been unlocked, right? So we should begin by investigating every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth, by any means necessary. And with that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the Mastermind might be one of us, so that's what I have to prove. I'll prove the Mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the Mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. Well, the headmaster's room was always locked, the biolab was locked, and I guess the other staircase? I guess we'll start by taking a little look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife, which is completely through the body. They also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered in other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikisaba, Then we'll know who the Mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I'll start by the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door to the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder, which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. That's like we got a lot to do. Let's go. Let's get moving. First, teleportation. Alright, garden's right here. Body's gone? Huh? It's gone? Mukuro's body. It's not here? Is it in here? Or did oh, heck. Maybe the body's inside the tool shed. I better check inside just to be sure. I didn't find anything even close to a dead body, but if it's not here and either, then it must be. I have no idea where, but corpses aren't the only thing that I need to check in here. There's one other thing, the tarp. The tarp played a key role in the other case, so I better look into it. The killer used the tarp to keep the sprinklers from getting the body wet, which means the killer might have left some clue behind here. Huh? I didn't notice this before, but there's a small stamp in the corner of the tarp. Biolab. Gotcha. It says Biolab. Then this originally came from the Biolab? Tarp added to the truth bullets. Leave the area? Biolab. You're ours, buddy. That's all I really need to check here. But where could her body have gone? I better start looking for it. Biolab. 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 Not to be confused with the Biolizard from Sonic Adventure 2. That was one heck of a boss. This is the Bio. Yeah, here we go. Roar XD. Oh, man, this music, though. Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? There's a stack of tarps here. I've seen a lot of those lately. Yep. It's so cold. Why is it so cold in here? That's the first thing I need to figure out. Because these refrigerators. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. On the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. And on the other side... there are icicles hanging from the monitor. Ba 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 ba. I'm surprised the face camera can work and how cold it is in here. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. I've seen something like this before. And that's it. It's the kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean the biolab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. Only when the blue lights are on, the ones on the left. The right-hand lights are off. Oh, there's some kind of booklet here. Looks like an instruction manual. We offer eco-friendly alternatives to standard dry ice for your cadaver needs. In addition to the germicidal lamp, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver and the blue lights will let you know when the automated systems have been activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimal settings. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. This is the instruction manual for the fridge? Well, looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now. Some kind of makeshift morgue. Biolab's secret has been added. And about those lights by each slot. It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, the blue light comes on, which would mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victims. Biolab lights. I can't let my emotions take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died, and that's defeat the Mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. So we can leave? Alright. Then, what was the other place? The dojo. While we're on the 5th floor, let's knock all these cats out. Oh, Toko. Oh, Toko, this is where you are.
What do you want?
What do you want? I'm so disgusting you want me out of your sight? No, it's not it at all. I just thought maybe you found a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything, not a single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it would have had to have something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give it back. Give me back my precious time. Calm down, Toko.
What's your
Don't tell me to calm down. Have you have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless, good for nothing. Nobody's gonna say that. Master will. I'm not sure I can disagree with that. I don't want that. I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why won't anyone accept me? Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going. Hang on, Makoto. There's a bunch of wooden lockers here. Found the clues in here, but it was just the Mastermind took from Kyoko. Alright. The data center.
Hey, Makoto.
Ah, Makoto, you're here to look around too. Is that what you're doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about what that Monokuma door. So I figured, if all the doors in the school have been unlocked, that one should open too, right? Although, I couldn't bring myself to open it. So it might explode, right? And that would really suck, so you open it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Well, come here, Monokuma door. Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Oh, wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. I'm gonna race over to a nearby desk and hit underneath it. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? Alright, here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. Oh, this is a Megazord cockpit. Wait. There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was... Whoa, this place is totally sci-fi. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Dear Lord. What is that? Some kind of hatch on the floor. Right now, I'm more concerned about the weird device. This whole room is a weird device. What do you mean? What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. It's really over the top though, like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Fumi probably freaked out if he saw it. Cockpit? Maybe like a Gundam cockpit or like a Megazord. So the Monokuma room had a control panel that looks something like a cockpit. Then that could mean...
Okay.
Alright, let's start poking at whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Hold on, you can't just do or whatever. Something like this. But it was too late. Hina was already jabbing away at the control panel. Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. Hina, what did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The button says Data Center. Data Center. I took a look at the control panel. I took a look and I saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. Just like Hina said, there was one labeled Data Center. That one must be the one she pushed. But the Data Center, that's right next door, the room we were just in, that's where the strange noise came from. I probably better go check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, please, I'm kind of scared out of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here. There's some kind of hatch on the floor, but right now I need to go check out the Data Center. Well, okay. Maybe at least another garbage chute. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Is that Monokuma? Hey! Gror, give me your donuts. Is that you, Hina? What? Aw, man, busted. How did you know? Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of setup? I don't even know what you're controlling?
Hello.
Well, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here.
Found it.
I guess what I found? A self-destruct button. Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad.
Oh man. You were seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma's drawings on it, the room with the Monokuma drawing on it, and the control panel inside. Whoa, hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma? Huh? What do you mean? What you were controlling just now, it was Monokuma. Monokuma? For real? For real? Yep, looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma, which means the Mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yeah, they were definitely in here. The Mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room, and this control room is totally separate from the data center area where all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe the Mastermind can't monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyoko's theory was right. But if the Mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school the whole time, right? I guess it would have to be true, but if that is true... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people that have taken a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. In the Mastermind, Monokuma's puppeteer really is the 16th student. No, it can't be. There's no way, right? Monokuma control room has been added. What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like the face you're making. No, it's nothing. Okay. What about you? Is everything okay? Oh, well, it's just... This is where the Mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something? Can't say that it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not. So, like, you want to leave soon? There's lots of stuff and places to check out. Yeah, good point. You can't waste our time staying around here. Okay, so you want to get going? Yeah. I want to go to the garbage. What's wrong, Makoto? Let's try and get out of here. What if the Mastermind was down in the garbage? Click. As soon as the door to the data center was closed, I heard a strange sound. What was that? The door. It just locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. Rattle, rattle. You're right. It's locked. But why? Of course it's locked. Because the data center now is restricted. Monokuma?
Just a second.
Hey, no fair. You can't go around restricting whatever you feel like.
Hey.
It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving. Well, like Big Yellow from the Haunting Hour? Goosebumps? Then, that room, as you may have guessed, that's where my controls are. So, right now, you're being operated by someone in that room.
Yes, indeed.
Correctamundo.
You're a liar.
But that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there and didn't see anybody. Oh, you didn't, did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Yeah? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch, like the one on the ground? No way. The hatch on the floor. Too bad. That was your one big chance and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, that hatch can't be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. Now then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigation. I'll be relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace! He's gone, but was he telling the truth? The Mastermind was hiding in there? In fact, do you think back to when we got locked out of the control room? That proves it for sure. Then, when I said we should leave, well, the hatch couldn't have been open from the outside anyways, right? So it's not your fault.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyway, we don't have time to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left. You're right. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's keeping my body moving. Okay, I'm gonna run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You got me all motivated again.
You got it.
Okay, I'm out. See ya. See ya later. Hina took off at a full sprint, and I have to do what I can do too. That's the only way forward. Alright, let's hear that. The headmaster's room, that's right. Knock knock, you about to get shell-shocked. Ooh, what a nice looking room. So this is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time ever seeing it. Ah, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya. Oh, Sheila. Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. It was the top of that pathetic, ostentatious desk. Class 78 student registry. It contains profiles for all of us, and Mukuro.
So in other
Apparently,
words,
Class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room...
I see.
That's right, it also mentioned Class 78. It must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed in there, along with hers,
In other words,
there can be no doubt Mukuro is a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Kasaba, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about it. But it seems like Kyoko was in a hurry. What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she's stuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. What's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
so in other words,
When it comes to this profile, there was more important information about Mukuro than we still didn't have. What kind of information is in it? Why do you ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? It seems to be some sort of detailed report, put together by the Mastermind himself. I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. Mukuro reappeared suddenly in the background of an entity. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background, entity floats, close but just out of reach. An entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if it's a single person or a kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair, and I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior too. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous, despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir. When she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any sense of battle wounds or scars. The fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Naturally, I would believe in her. Naturally, I want to believe in her. She is one of my students after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think that there'd be any doubt about that now, but wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Why? Plus, even the Mastermind seemed to be afraid of Mukuro's capability. Even the Headmaster seemed to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Or maybe it means the Mastermind was even stronger than Mukuro was.
what?
What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought, but I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file you should note. What is that? Did you notice the picture there? Picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before? A girl who seems to be included as part of our class, number 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about the girl is included in the file. 5 foot 7 inches, which is about 170 centimeters, 97 pounds, and even lists her vitals 32, 31, 22, 32. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is, maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll want to make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean? Wait, is he trying to say... There's a chance the body isn't actually Mukuro's? Is that what he's trying to say? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible, but it wouldn't hurt to confirm it, right?
It's all clear now.
That's all I'm trying to say. What do you do with that information is your business. So I'm back to the beginning, being Byakuya's errand boy. Mukuro's profile has been added. On that note, one last thing. It's a bit of an advice for me to you, so I suggest you pay attention. Advice for me? You seem to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her. Huh?
In other words,
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. Hunch. But my hunches tend to be proven right. The advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. I'll keep it in mind, thanks. Leave the area. We're out. So if we want to check the body is probably being stored in the morgue. Right? It's not in the... Oh. It's not in the thingy anymore, so that's like the only... If it's a morgue, that would make sense, right? I'm not stupid. Am I stupid? There's some kind of weird machine on the wall. On the left is a bunch of blue lights, and some kind of lights are on, and on the left, the right hand lights are off. Oh, well, okay. Map. Alright, we checked there, we checked the dojo, and we checked that. No. Alright, what about this floor? We checked the data center. We checked the headmaster's room. Well, we can't go back there. So we'll go back to the first floor. Might as well hit them all on the way down, though. Yeah, I figured. But, you know, it was worth a look. Wrong button. Nope, absolutely not. Gotcha. First floor is where the party's at. But which part of the first floor? Not this part either. Sprint, Makoto. Sprint like your life depends on it. Right, alright, let's see here. Oh yeah. This ought to be unlocked, right? It is. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the doors. The second floor of the dorms. Second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. Ooh. Oh, that's not good at all. I don't think I like what I'm seeing. That is dried blood. Is this the second floor of the dorms? Looks like some kind of ancient ruins. No, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up in here or something. Yeah, darn Skippy. This was right above us? Because we come up the stairs, turn the corner. This is right above, like the... Oh, heck no. Oh, man. This dorm is trashed. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. But it has monocoins, 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 monocoins. Will the bathroom open? I opened the door, just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Leave the area? Yeah. I like how they got the purple walls. That kind of looks nice compared to our pink ones. Now there's a problem with pink, but like... Ah, okay. This is the girls' bathroom. Even in a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in. What about here? Ah, this is fine, actually. There's nothing in here. Alright, cool. Ah, so below that must be where our dorms were. That's a giraffe. What is all here? There's a door here. Okay, giraffe. And there's that. Alright, giraffe, what do you got? This room is filled with lockers. There must have been Hope Speak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. It looks like this locker's already broken. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader inside on the door. This must be how you get the locker to open up. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers in the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And to be sure to use your handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took my handbook and ran across the card reader. And then... No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. Well, okay. Leave the area? If we can't open it, we gotta find something that can open it. This place was decimated. Like maybe this. This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. I decided to check it out one more time. Huh, regret? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother. I probably shouldn't bother her. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it's like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. then we might be able to get some info on the Ultimate Despair.
However,
There's not much though, nothing we don't already know.
in other words,
The Ultimate Despair isn't one individual person, but instead points to some kind of group. The group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
however,
And that's all there is, not much else to it, is there? But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. Oh wow. But any information about the Mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. The Ultimate Despair has been added to the truth bullets. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
it would seem.
Okay.
However, in other words,
Okay.
however,
Are you okay? Nope. They look still meek, huh? Oh, the wall? What's up, wall? Wally? How you doing, Wally? Now, there's a strange gap in the wall. Some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something.
so.
There's a gap there, but it's not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's like an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick. Yes, very easy. I'm not sure how I can even call it a trick. I saw a program on the PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However,
But I don't have a clue what the password might be. All I know is it's probably made up of letters and numbers, and we can't really go around, or we can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
it's true.
I looked through all of his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. When I think about how much time I wasted on this... Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think that we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there, but maybe for her there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get out, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Oh, sorry, I was just thinking of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well,
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it. Do whatever you want. Okay.
anyway,
You don't have to ask my permission. If there's something you want to do, go ahead and do it. Okay. Well, if you say so. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name, but if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
hey,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, there goes nothing. I collected myself and turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling as I finished typing it in. Beep. Karen. Uh-oh. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked.
why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko? Well, let's find out. Why does she look grim? Hey, Kyoko. I may as well not even be here in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why? Don't you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem.
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway,
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and you screamed. Kyoko's advice was of no use. I let out a trembling cry. Ooh. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? Just as you thought. How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones. Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. It just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box. My father. Huh? What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box. Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least, what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she'd been searching for. I'ma head out. Hold on. How can you know that for sure? How did you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster's a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now. A very polarizing approach. I know. Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them mere high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school. But the only ones that were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. But you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume
In other words...
that most likely my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility, but I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties. But was that all there was to it? Ah, of course, the leg shot again. I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing that there was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden room present has been added. This picture. It's mini-giri. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Why would you...
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet... Now to find something like this. So, what did you expect me to do now? What do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
Why? What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself, to cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here, and now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Photo of Kyoko and Headmaster has been added to the truth bullets. The Headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey.
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
Because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Well, yeah, but it's different, right? Like, we're friends, so your feelings matter. If you don't mind, though, okay, going for it. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents, but in the last drawer. Huh? Is this... It's an ebook, right? And it had a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what it is. I think you're probably right. It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? But, Kyoko, I don't need it, and if you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then, I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Headmaster's e-handbook has been added to the truth bullets.
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this, and I know it only inconveniences you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave? Like Hope's Peak Academy? We've been trying to do that for like 6 chapters. Let me tell you, there's a huge metal hatch in front of the door. There's like some Gatling guns on the camera. Huh?
Correct.
Just leave for a little while. I'd like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, but not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. He hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you're going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then I'll see you later. Alright, that handbook might go into those lockers we saw earlier. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the Mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. At the very beginning cutscene, that's who got strapped in the rocket and blown away. And when it came back down, a skeleton came out. That's the skeleton. The one leading the Hope's Peak staff, the one who finally... Okay, yep, we've seen this now. But we were never wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the Mastermind, which means the Mastermind's true identity is... Yep. 15 of us met in the main hall. In Mukuro to the mix, you get 16. Including me, only 6 of us are alive. Everyone else is dead. Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones left alive are... me, Byakuya, Yasuhiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. And only those 6 people are still alive. Then there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Leave the area? Yep, we're going back to those lockers. Where were they? Just ran face first. The giraffe, that's right. I wonder if I can open this locker. Rattle, rattle. Nope, locked. There's a card reader inside on the door. It must be how you get to the locked room. Must be how you unlock the door. After all, it's pretty similar to the card readers on the 2nd floor of the school, and if you have to use your e-handbook to open those up, does that mean? Let's just give it a try. No, not yours, buddy. Maybe the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can. Wait, but what about the emergency handbook found in the headmaster's hidden room? Let's give that one shot one more time. That's what I like, do that, yeah. I took the emergency handbook and ran it across the card reader and... Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. This thing is practically empty. Practically, but not. There's just one thing, some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure what it is. But there's some writing on inside. Could be important. I don't like violating no one's privacy, but I better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting, and all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote it was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there, words I'd heard before. Am I wrong? There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here to form a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster, and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our students' prodigies safe, to keep them and our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was, and I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to, Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if it belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. That she said she hasn't seen her dad since we left when she was little. I decided to talk to the ones who came up with the plan directly. Yeah, we just read this. What does it all mean? I scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing, but when I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy and disorganized and scrawled. Despair was among us, and so we survived. There's a second despair. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Locker pocketbook has been added. That's not what I pressed. I'm over here. Okay, fine, go over here. I took the emergency handbook that ran across the card reader and it looks like the locker opened. Now let's see what's inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. Dang, some metal hatches are on the lockers. I don't think the locker's gonna open, but it's gonna be monocoins. Okay, what about you, buddy? I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. This one! I took the emergency handbook and ran across the card reader and... beep. Looks like the locker opened. Let's see what we got inside. This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever belongs to probably organized problems and... has problems in every part of their life. Hot dang. This is a crystal ball? Crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. So all kind of textbooks and notebooks stacked in no particular order, and dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible, I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of uneasiness, any sense of easiness that I may have had evaporated. What? Yasuhiro Hagakure. There's no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook, it was written to Yasuhiro Hagakure. So this is our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes, which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us, and we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? Locker notebook has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. But the more I see, the less it makes sense. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So am I seeing this? What are these things in the locker rooms that look like they belong to the people here? Why? A notebook that seemed to belong to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems to belong to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. Leave the area? Yep. What?
This is a school announcement.
What? I don't feel like I've done anything, really.
Everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint.
Will you?
For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
Uh-huh. What? Now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious, there's no doubt about that. This could be a trap. But even knowing that, he said to go to the gym, right? Alright. Ah, there you are. Oh, hey, Hiro. Makoto? What are you surprised? No reason. You heard Monacoma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. You already talked to him? What did he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go. Hiro, wait. There was no point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. Hiro? I was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. Has he been hiding somewhere this whole time? Could he be the mastermind? Appear strong when weak and appear weak when strong. The boy. Hello, welcome. Hello, are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you. Envelope? This must be the envelope. And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside. What? Don't worry, just get on with it. Monokuma's scripted words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single photograph. What is Celeste looking at? What are you looking at? There's nothing over there. Gang's all here, except you. You. Their eyes keep following me. I don't know how I feel about that. It featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. It was everyone who had come to Hope Speak at the same time as me. But wait. There's someone behind Sayaka. It's Sayaka 2. She's the only one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right, when Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room and we looked at that file, Mukuro Ikusaba. Then this girl is... What? Why? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that, just having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself. We're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not everyone. I'm not in the picture. I'm the only one not there. The picture has 15 other students, but not me. But I guess it makes sense. After all, I don't remember ever taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I ever met anyone was when we arrived at Hope Speak Academy. So it's natural for me to not be in this picture, but what's definitely unnatural is that everyone else is in the picture. I thought everyone else was like me and didn't know each other till they got here. But if this picture is real, then could that mean, could it be, everyone else and just me? Everyone else except me is... How long are you gonna keep up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet?
What are you
wow,
gonna
really?
do?
You're kind of getting in the way standing there, you know? So I mean, get out. Wow, but I told you I'm not fielding any questions. What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field. I guess that means he's done talking. Dang it. Group photo has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well, hot dang. So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And with that confusion in hand, I left the gym dejected. How does it even count as a hint? It just made me feel more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? But I looked so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. That would clear all this up. No, I have to clear this up. Alright, let's go find everybody. As they were. Using the map, that would probably be the fastest way to do things. And I bet everyone's on the 5th floor. Back where we found them. Where do we find Toko? Toko was in here. She's not in here anymore. Gotcha. 4th floor. Byakuya was in the headmaster's room. He ain't here. We're going back to the 1st floor. I'm not wasting any more time. What did that say? Why do I need to go there? Alright, let's go find people. Apparently I need to go to the 2nd floor at some point. Where the bloody heck is everyone? The dining hall. Fine. That good enough place to start. So this is where you've been hiding. Listen, I was hoping to talk to you. But Makoto? Sorry, gotta go. What? She ran off so fast I didn't have time to ask her to stop. Hina, why? Why won't you talk to me? Something's fishy about that. Well, who else can we find? Oh, maybe that's why we want to go to the, No, I went there already. But on the 2nd floor, it wants me to go to the archive, actually. Alright. Why are we here? Ah, that's why. There you are. Oh, Byakuya. Listen, do you think we could talk? Byakuya?
That's enough.
I have nothing to talk to you about. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Wait, Byakuya, wait. But of course he didn't, he just walked away. What the? Why was he acting like that? Was he purposely trying to avoid me? Probably. These are a bunch of investigation reports and cold cases, but I don't have time to think about this right now. Why are they both avoiding us? I guess we'll go back to the 5th floor, why not? Okay. Is there someone in here? The body's gone. Ah, Yasuhiro. Hey, Hiro. What? Makoto? What's going on with you? Every time I see you, you freak out like that. No. Sorry, but I'm in a big hurry. Once again, he ran off like a terrified rabbit. Oh, what's wrong? I still want to talk to him about the notebook I'd found. It's like he was avoiding me. Like he was afraid of me. Why? Because you're the alpha now, Makoto. As long as you show a little spine. That's what Hina said. Maybe they want us back in the biolab. I decided to visit the biolab one more time, and the first thing I saw when I got there was her, passed out again. Huh? Toko? Well... Toko, are you okay? No, she's not dead, is she? No, she's not. It's cold, super cold. It's so cold. I think I might catch a cold. If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will. What, was I asleep? I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me, getting all excited, weren't you? No, I wasn't. Oh, then what? Hot and bothered? Straight up horny? Okay. So, why did you pass out? I don't know. Last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What'd you do to Miss Morose? Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch. Bingo, bazing. We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate. And don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory. Oh no, it's more like half. Genocide Jack's memory. What I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now or I'll slit your throat. I don't know, I'm sure Byakuya's around somewhere doing his own investigation.
Yes.
By himself? I assume so. I knew it, I totally knew it. I'm totally a pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely he must be right now. Toko shot off, her eerie laughter echoing behind her. I totally forgot to ask her about the picture. Well, there's no point in asking Genocide Jack anyways. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be some reason for it. Maybe this over here that we saw when we came in, a body's been pulled out of over here. The fridge. It's open, but I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She faints so easily. Kyoko.
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen.
But listen, about this room. Oh, yeah, it's
It would seem...
a morgue. Yeah.
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was there, and, well, there you have it. You knew she'd faint?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, I realized the real reason became clear.
It would seem...
I imagine she came here to investigate, and when she opened the slot there, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why's everything gotta be so difficult with her?
Anyway...
Anyway, we should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea.
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Kyoko approached the fridge, hands outstretched, but suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mukuro's body isn't here. Mukuro's corpse? Mukuro's body's inside the fridge?
See.
Just like every other thing, the Mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The Mastermind did it? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess.
So...
You may be right. Either way, how can I finally get a good... Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the last investigation.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time, and I'm going to grab the Mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I'm finished. Just wait over there. That's it. You know, I think I've seen a tarp like this before. Looks like I found the garden tool shed, the tarp. Yep. And that's how we got the bullet. Yep. Wait, I already did that. I already did that. Let me guess, what about this? I already looked through this instruction manual, more importantly. It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it. I can't look inside. I should ask Kyoko about that group photo. After all, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I need to talk to you about something. What is it? It's about that announcement Monokuma made earlier. You got the one about the hint or something? I didn't take him up on the offer. What? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I can solve this mystery on my own without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same, but what's done is done, I guess. Standing here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the Mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. Wait, okay.
Because...
Yep. It's a fridge meant for storing dead bodies. I can't do it, I can't look inside. Well, what can you do right now, my dude? To the left side of the refrigerator, a bunch of blue lights are on. But these ones aren't. It would seem the blue light comes on when the slot is occupied. So when someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around, the number of lights that are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9. 9 lights? The Biolab labs have been added to the truth bullet section. Uh-oh. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Geez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone can do good work if they're slow. In that spirit, I'll make my report brief. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood. It seems to be highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burnt tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? Then what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time in the knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered in other wounds, but these were at least several days old. The only option would be those other wounds, but the file said they were old. It said they were several days old. It didn't say they're like old as dirt. Where does it say they're old? Huh?
Because
All the Monokuma file says is they were inflicted at least several days ago. Exactly. They weren't old wounds, they were just inflicted several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
wrong.
Well, the difference is immense considering the impression they give.
Listen.
Right, they could have been scars from like a different life or something, or they could just be recent. They seem to be equating several days old. You seem to be equating several days old with simply old,
However.
but that doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds, but it makes it sound like they've been there forever, like they must not be related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
So then,
What if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
at the very least,
Certainly you can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can't you? One of many?
right.
A detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they
In
can.
other words,
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, telling me you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep in mind for the future. Kyoko's account has been added.
hey,
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about the conditions of the body, now's the time. Come to think of it, there's one thing. Earlier, when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
so
5 foot 7 inches, 97 pounds. The vitals were 31, 22, 32. Did I get all that right? You remember all that? Those are indeed the consistent with the corpse. So then,
indeed,
and don't forget about the Fenrir tattoo, there's absolutely no mistake.
indeed.
Our victim in this case is without a doubt Mukuro Ikusaba. Mukuro Ikusaba's profile has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
And
Is that what you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
so then,
Then it looks like we have no further business with Mukuro's body. Let's get going. It's kind of chilly in here. Oh, wait, you're not going to put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
why?
Sad? Did you forget? She was our enemy once. The part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey,
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still. You really are naive, you know that? It's really quite appalling. She could have just abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. For some reason like that, what does it mean to be naive?
so then,
I think we've done all we can do. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Oh, hold on. I still have one more thing to do. Something to ask Kyoko about. I need to ask her about the pocketbook I found in the locker. If I don't do it now, then do it. Why would you just... Hey, Kyoko. I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
what?
Go ahead, then. Out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
What?
What?
So,
What do you mean? Well, you know, about those lockers on the second floor of the dorms.
indeed.
I do, yes. But to get into any of those lockers, you need a handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open by using the emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the locker? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it might be your pocketbook.
why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you said just makes perfect sense, but there was something written on the inside. It was about the headmaster, about your father.
if that's true,
Could that mean that video is real too? Video?
Makoto,
Makoto, I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid the picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own 2 eyes. Okay, let me give you the headmaster's handbook. That way you can...
so
That won't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that is my locker. Your locker.
Makoto.
If you watch this, it will all make sense. A DVD. It says Class 78 Urgent Interviews.
So,
I found it in the hidden room after you left.
anyway.
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means. Just watch it and see for yourself. I think you realize exactly what it means. You understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us should have seen. None of this makes sense right now, but I guess it means some that means there's some important clue on this DVD. Interview DVD has been added to the truth section of your handbook.
Makoto.
Oh, now it's my turn. Do you have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble?
In other words,
So as it turns out, the arrangements I made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I could never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. And all because of the Mastermind.
however,
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the Mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the Mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burn with the fire of determination. The determination to defeat the Mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with his death and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
why?
So why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She had a small laugh as she said it, but her smile was filled with sorrow. So that's it for my rambling. There's still so much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey,
But keep this in mind. There is only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering, whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then,
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Leaving behind the final farewell, Kyoko was gone. I better get going myself. I got a DVD from Kyoko. I should head to the AV room to check it out. Kyoko said something about hopeless truth, but no matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if that is the worst truth in the world, I can't afford to lose. I mean, that's a little bit sad, I guess. Or that she might be possibly sad, or at least bothered that the idea that he might have suffered. Though I guess, going back to the ladder, she assumed that he had forgotten about her, remember? I vaguely remember. I don't have the dialogue right here. But it had been a lot of years, so she had assumed he had forgotten about her, and maybe that was like, oh, well, no, not only had he not, but he actually remembered her very much. She was the password to the computer and everything. So maybe that just has to do with that realization? That realization. Speaking of, this should be an entire solid wall. I'll remember that later. For a different reason. This is the AV room, right? This should be able to play DVDs just fine. Well then, I better take a look. I took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Ah, it's Sayaka 1. It took me by surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was.
Then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was the man positioned on the side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man. Oh no. No. What kind of interview is this?
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
It sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's intense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much.
This is an insurance interview, okay.
Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? Sayaka's obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in the school? Accept. What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give...
Oh, whoops. As if on cue, that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up until now. With this, only this, I simply couldn't comprehend what I'd heard, because I know how much Saika wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad she tried to frame me for murder, so why? Why would she have said yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there, thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes darted back to the screen, and as if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. It's us! What I saw was me. Impossibly, undeniably me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having this what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But I, in the here and now, have absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of ever meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him like this.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
Yes. This can't be real. I said, yes?
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. Byakuya, Toko, Hina, everyone. They all said it, they agreed to live in the school forever, and then Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Academy, her father, and when he asked her his question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what?
Oopsie. Looks like it broke. Out of service. What? It just happened to break just now?
Too bad.
Now, then, when, doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Failure, my butt. You cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. He'd ask them the same questions, and they'd all say yes. I couldn't help myself. I let out a huge, exasperated sigh. But as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I came to school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. A convenient outcome. Something seemed to obviously work in the favor of the Mastermind. But does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or... Interview DVD has been updated with the truth bullet section. Is it time, or is it time for another hint?
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black, there is no storm that won't eventually end.
If there has to eventually be an end, huh?
Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at You know where!
It's time. It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. Let's go. I guess I'm the first one this time.
Makoto,
You're early, Makoto.
listen.
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However,
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like she said... Byakuya? Byakuya? They arrived one after another, but they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hero? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was a deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appeared.
Ah, I'm late. Strong silent master is so wonderful, so cool. You so hot, my loins are ablaze.
Yes!
Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me. With my sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shiv the evil master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be a boy, girl, anything in between. I can handle it. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Ah, that's such a good line. Is everyone here? Oh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces, I see. Okay, well then, let's begin. The final class trial is going to be slathered in pitch black despair, by maximum sorrow.
That's fine.
You're right, this is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair. What do you mean, this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know. If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm going to win this game super fair and square. And I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure, let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below. So don't try and run away. Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever.
In the name of my
This will be over in no time. And inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the one first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator.
Hey,
They're all acting odd, like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
however,
But you know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
however.
Well, you can tell us about it soon. At the class trial. You're right, I'm ready.
So,
Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. Then let's go. I started making my way toward the opening, step after step, toward that gaping maw. I'd resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally, on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Without warning, it began to descend, deeper and deeper, 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 deeper still. Deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. I closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound, too, disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. Ooh, ladders, you can just climb back up. This is the final trial site? What do you think? Isn't it just perfect background for deciding a person's fate? It's the long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle. And I'm going to sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat. Well then, let's begin! Do you want to save? Like my life depends on it. The Mastermind stands exposed and must pay for their crimes. Now all that's left is the looming Mystery of Hope's Peak Academy itself. Yeah, the physical building. The physical building's gonna be in on this trial. That's the secret. And we're gonna find out in the next episode. That's gonna be all for this episode. The finale looks like we're heading towards will be its own episode, just in case it's a whole bag of worms. And this episode's probably been long enough. So that's gonna be all for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know what video will be next. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So until then, take care, and enjoy pizza responsibly. Thank you for watching.